Welcome in. I am the crypto bull god, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. The crypto bull god proudly presents to you. Welcome in. Crypto Bitcoin bull run. I am the crypto bull god, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to all in the charts. All ages. If you appreciate the content, crypto bull god, make sure to hit the thumbs up button. Drop me a comment. Welcome in. Crypto Bitcoin. Subscribe to the channel and click the bell icon for notifications to know when I go live. You can find me on Twitter. You can find me on YouTube. You can find me on the content. You can find me on TradingView. Drop me. It is one word. Welcome in. Underscore. It's just crypto bull channel. I am the bell icon for notifications to know when I go live. No one else. Find me on Twitter. You can find me on YouTube. You can find me on Instagram. You can find my name on TradingView. Drop me. It is one word. There's no underscore. It's just crypto bull channel. I am the bell icon for notifications to know when I go live. No one else. Find me on Twitter. You can find me on YouTube. You can find me on Instagram. You can find my name on TradingView. Drop me. It is one word. There's no underscore. It's just crypto bull channel. I am the bell icon for notifications. There is no one else. Sure, you can find me on YouTube. Find me on areas of the content that we want to see. My name on TradingView. Drop me. It is one word. Underscore. Crypto bull channel. I am the bell icon for notifications. There is no one else. Sure, you can find me on YouTube. Find me on areas of the content that we want to see. My name on TradingView. Drop me. It is one word. Underscore. Crypto bull channel. I am the bell icon for notifications. There is no one else. Sure, you can find me on YouTube. Areas of the content that we want to see. My name on TradingView. Drop me. Oh man, this is the second day in a row. All right, let's see what we got here. Okay, let's resume this crazy audio. Love it. Keep up the content. Sorry. Okay. Welcome in. I am the crypto bull god, and I said, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the crypto bull god proudly presents to you the crypto Bitcoin bull run that literally no one wants. Welcome to All in the Charts. You can find me on Twitter. You can find me on YouTube. You can find me on the Instagram. And you can find me on TradingView. It is one word. And I was saying there is only one crypto bull god, except no imitations. Literally, there's no other crypto bull god on the entire planet. So give me a follow. It's very important that you do, in all seriousness, click the bell icon for notifications to know when I go live. Some days it does differ. I know for a matter of fact on Friday I'll be going live at a different time, so it is good to, if you wish to engage with me and ask me any charting questions, it's good to know when I go live. I was saying before the audio interruption, thank you Jorge and Josh for confirmation that I had some shitty audio in the beginning, but we're getting a little bit of a bounce today. Things were looking a little red. We're getting a little bit of relief right now in the markets. We're going to take a look at the S&P. I saw that the S&P was up. Yeah, we were at 41.58. It looks like we might have closed at the highs of the day, so we're going to take a look at that, see how we might close the week. But one of the things I want to focus on in today's video is I want to focus on some areas of resistance that we really want to clear on Bitcoin to get a little bit more convicted that we truly are in the midst of a turnaround. And we are going to anticipate that we're going to be hitting this orange box by sometime of mid to late June, okay? And this box is between 35,500 and 43,000. I was just on my phone. I was just on the phone with my father the other day. I cannot help myself. When I'm on the phone with my family, inevitably the conversation comes back to crypto, okay? Little update on the crypto bull god's mom. Do I have a name for her? No, I don't have a name for her. She's just my mom. But for all those that had tuned in a couple days ago on, what day is today? Wednesday? Yeah, today's Wednesday. Today was leg day. Yes, today was definitely Wednesday. She Monday night she was admitted to the hospital for something, and but she's doing really well. Was on the phone with her quite a bit yesterday and today, and she's doing well. So she's been released, and CBGM, the Crypto Bull God mom. She was released, and she's back at home in her palace, in her element. The thing that my mom was most upset at, yeah, this is actually funny. The thing that my mom was most upset at when she was in the hospital was that she did not have her makeup on her. It's spoken like a true woman, right? So, and my dad, what's up, Kayleen? My dad, God bless my father. He tries very hard, and he's a very good man, very devoted father and husband. But he shows up at the hospital with some stuff from my mom and does not bring the makeup. So he tries. But does he not know women at this point after he's been married for nearly 50 years? Dear Lord. But she's on the mend. She's doing well, so that's good to see. Guys, you know that this week, one of the things that I was indicating was that I was anticipating a little bit of relief to come into the markets. So far, we are getting a little bit of a bounce here. We're going to have to see how the week finishes out. We're going to have to see how, it's kind of hard to believe, but we have this week, we have next week, we have a partial week in May, 2 weeks from now. That's going to close out the month of May. Very exciting, because the more, again, we really on this, thank you, Umar, appreciate you, brother. The more we can close out some of these higher time frame candlesticks and get a sense in terms of what's going on, those higher time frames, whether you're talking about a weekly, a 2 week, or a monthly, even a 3 month, the more we can go forward in time and close out some of those candlesticks, the more confidence we can have in terms of what the overall health and picture looks like within the crypto market. So for me, 2 weeks from now, it's going to be the 31st of May. That is a very exciting time, because we're going to close out May. We're going to see how June is setting up. So we'll have to see what transpires here in 2 weeks. Maybe I'll have to consider doing a live stream on the 31st, maybe as that closes out at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll give that a little bit of thought. Drop me a comment if you would appreciate me going live on Wednesday, May 31st at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so we can watch the monthly candlestick close out live together. Sounds exciting. And we can kind of talk about what the monthly closes look like on Bitcoin and the rest of the crypto markets. But let's get into this 12-hour chart. You guys know, if you've been here for a while, I put a lot of emphasis on this 12-hour chart. There's a lot of historical significance in the 12-hour chart. Now, I know we've spent a little bit of time talking about this. I have a very smart audience. They have a good pulse on the market. Someone came on this channel recently, and you still have not identified yourself. You should. I'd give you a shout out if you dropped a comment. But identified, hey, CBG, isn't there a head and shoulders? We talked about the fact that there is a head and shoulders pattern present. If the general pattern does play out, it's a bearish pattern, the head and shoulders. Welcome in, Rashid. Good to see you again. It takes us down to like the $23,000 area. I will say that if the pattern does play out, it goes against the grain of history, unless if there's some sort of V-shaped recovery at 23,000 and we shoot right back up. What do I mean by going against the grain of history? Well, I've said on this channel many, many times, if you study the 12-hour chart, and one of the most important reasons to study the 12-hour chart is because we don't have a lot of price history on Bitcoin. So the 12-hour chart, it's a day cut in half. There's a lot of historical significance. During a bullish momentum swing to the upside, once we start creating higher highs and higher lows, ultimately leading into a new all-time high on Bitcoin, we've studied this chart many times. The price likes to come down to this 200 simple moving average, the pink line, but it doesn't like to deviate strongly from it. You can see that if we went down to the $23,000 area, let's take a look at this together. If we went all the way down to, I think it's around 23,200, let's just come down here, we would deviate by around 12%, okay? And again, unless if there's some sort of V-shaped recovery and it's a quick wick, that's not what history tells us. Also, history does not tell us the more we would hang out down there, if that pattern does play out, we would eventually get a death cross where the 50 simple moving average purple line crosses below the pink 200 simple moving average, okay? And historically, that has not happened as well. Once we have a golden cross here, we should not see a death cross on the 12-hour chart. So I'll have to keep it in mind. I've already put my sort of vote out there that yes, while that pattern is present and it has a statistical likelihood of playing out, I do not think it's going to pan out. So let's spend a moment. I see Jorge is in the house. Good to see you. Let's get into some areas of resistance. Let's get into some areas of resistance and let's have a conversation about what's going on in the chart right now. So this 20 simple moving average on the 12-hour, you can see right now it's given us a little bit of a problem getting above. Once we get below a moving average, it acts as an area of resistance, but that's not really what I want to talk about. What I really want to talk about is the area of price confluence I've identified on this chart at 28,200, we're just going to call it, and this purple 50 simple moving average. You can see there's 2 points of price confluence. Now that we've moved below the 50 simple moving average, it's going to act as an area of resistance. There's another area of price confluence right at that moving average at 28,200. So what does this mean? More than likely, as price continues to push up, and we do have another area at 27,005, but as we continue to push up, this area here at around 28.2, it's going to cause us some problems, right around that 28.2. So the first main area that we need to clear to kind of check off that we're starting to get a little bit more bullish, we can put a check mark, okay, just like that. It would be in the 28,200 area. So let's clear, this is my kindergarten drawing. Let's clear 28,200. Let's turn that into a green horizontal area of support. Then once we're above this 50 simple moving average, what do you think I'm going to say is next? What do we need to do next? Well, you can clearly see that there's a descending black line of resistance here, right? And you can draw this a couple different ways. But once we get above 28,200, we really need to clear this descending area of resistance with conviction, get some volume in there and really break out above that descending area of resistance. Then you can see, I mean, this is like clear as day here. There's another area of resistance I could draw roughly right around, don't like to get too cute, right there. What is this, 29,000? We're going to call it 29,600. We don't want to get too cute with the price, right? 29,635, 29,600, it's all the same. So once we clear, okay, 28,200, we're above this 50 simple moving average, check one. Once we clear 29,600, check two. And the last line, okay, the third line, there's three prices here, 31,000. So it's 28,200, 29,600, 31,000. Those are the rough areas, okay, of resistance that we need to clear. Once we start clearing 31,000, let's go to the weekly chart. Once we start clearing 31,000, we can start with candle body closes. We can start having a higher level of conviction. We're going to break above 31,800 and skyrocket up to this $35,000 to $43,000 area. Again, guys, I understand when we've undergone a massive correction. I don't know how long everyone has been here within the market. When we've undergone this massive correction, and then also coupled with the fact that let's fucking go, Kevin, coupled by the fact that, you know, you get some price action up here, right? And then you sort of get stagnation, and the people that are very emotional in the market during this stagnation, they sort of get weeded out, they lose interest, but then all of a sudden we start skyrocketing up again, and then we consolidate, and then we skyrocket up again. You just have to have patience. Again, I continue to come out on this channel and just reiterate the same things. Unless if something materially changes in the chart, it does not change the level of conviction that you should have regarding a higher time frame in terms of where price is going, right? There's ranges of scenarios, right? What did I talk about on this 200 simple moving average on the 12-hour, right? There's a range of scenarios. We could have come down here and barely missed this moving average. We could have gone a little bit below it. We went a little bit below it. But what did we do? Price went down here. It got gobbled up. There was buyer demand in this area, and there was seller exhaustion, okay? Seller exhaustion, buyers just fucking ate this price up and shot it right back up, okay? So there's a degree of variability. That's the way probably best to put it. There's a degree of variability within every chart that we evaluate. But unless if we're breaking down in a material way outside of the degree of variability, and something structurally is changing within the chart that is bearish, there's no reason to get salty. There's no reason to lose conviction in this market. We have to allow, and I've continued to say this over and over and over again, you have to allow price to do this. Look at what it is doing. There's a floor right here, then there's a move up, right? Then there's a floor right here, then there's a move up. Then there's a floor right here. Then there's going to be a move up more than likely. And then there's going to be a floor. At some point, we're going to enter a parabola. But the more we can hold off, the more we can hold off. What's up, nephew? Haven't seen you in a while, brother. The more we can hold off on that parabolic price action, okay? We want the parabola to start higher in price value, because if the parabola starts later rather than sooner, that will allow us to more than likely reach a higher price level. Do you want XRP to actually clear $3.50 or $3.80? Do you want it to create a new all-time high? Do you want it to get up to $5? If you want XRP to get up to $5, okay, despite what you might think, we need the entire rest of the market to perform as well as it could otherwise, okay? So we need Bitcoin to break out and materially get above 100,000. If we started entering a parabola right now, we're going to fall well short of that. So we need to have patience. Let's see what else we're seeing in the charts here. Feel free to drop any charts that you want me to take a look at. This is Mask, kind of pointed it out the other day. You can see we're having some nice upside here. We're up 7%, right? Talked about this uptrend here. Talked about a potential ascending triangle. You can see we had a large rise up in price. We have a flat floor here. We're having inclining price, right? We're having higher lows in this flat top, okay? Generally leads, in most cases, to a significant rise in price once we break this line here around 6, call it 6 and change, okay? So something to keep an eye on. Mask has been a very good performer so far this year, the end of last year going into this year. What other charts do I want to cover? Synapse. This is one that I have a decent stake in Synapse right now. And I said, wow, look at that. Now we're up today. That is very good to see. Very good to see. So Synapse is one of these ones. If you actually go to my tweets real quick here, I had tweeted 3 times today, okay? I tweeted, retweeted, then commented on my tweet. Not a ton of engagement, okay? I believe Synapse is going to snap back. And basically what I pointed to here was, and what I tweeted out earlier today on ticker symbol SYN, okay? You can see it's having a nice day today based on where it was at. This low here that was set at the end of 2022 was at 42 cents. And this is a great example where I had a golden buy zone identified between roughly 70 cents and 77 cents. We went below the zone that I had identified as a primary area to buy. All my buys were in that 70 to 70 cent area, okay? We've gone below there. So I'm in a loss position. Does that make me, even though I'm in a loss position on this, does that make me feel non-convicted that this thing's going to appreciate in value? No. This is a volatile market. Welcome to cryptocurrency. Okay, there are additional areas of support here identified between 59 cents, 53 cents, as well as 47 cents. And what I had tweeted out is, look, Synapse could come all the way down to 47 cents, and guess what? We're still creating. Guys, we're still, and I see some ladies in the house. So ladies and the men, we are still creating, okay? Higher lows, and higher highs, okay? It doesn't, just because we went lower than I anticipated, doesn't mean that we're still not creating bullish structure here. So this is the general thought process. This is one of these crypto projects that has a lower market cap. It's in the 200 market cap ranking area. This thing could snap back up above $2 within a couple weeks. Okay, keep an eye on it. The other thing that I want to point out here, we have some bullish divergence panning out here. Look at if this candlestick holds, if it holds, okay, we still have 2.5 hours until this market closes out, okay? Look at this thing. This has the potential to print as a dragonfly doji, which is a clear trend reversal sign, okay? The thicker the green body, the more bullish it is, okay? But the bottom line here is, and we can go on additional views to see this, yeah, look at that thick green candlestick. We have some bullish divergence, okay? You can see the RSI is going higher here. It's going higher in value as price is declining. You can also see this on a 6-hour. I forget if we talked about this yesterday. It's also present on a 6-hour chart as well, okay? The RSI is increasing as price is declining, okay? It doesn't guarantee anything, but it's something that sticks out to me. Lauren, welcome in. I have not seen you on the channel in a long time. Now, I know your bread and butter is not technical analysis. I will have a fundamental video out that I think you will appreciate. I have to put some more work into. Want to get that thing released at some point this month, but thank you for stopping in. I appreciate it. Nothing wrong with a bit of flatness. Most things have been flat since the beginning of the year. S&P's been flat since the beginning of February. We'll take a look at it. Usually it's a good time to hold or buy, especially low days. But the S&P is up 7% year to date, and BTC is up 60. Did you say 65% year to date anyway? That's not bad. Yeah. Good call out on the rate of appreciation within Bitcoin relative to the S&P. So I think one important thing that I would also caveat that comment with is crypto is a risk-on asset. So generally, and I've spoken about the positive correlation that exists right now. Umar. Fucking loving the comment by Umar. I've spoken about the positive correlation that currently exists behind the entire cryptocurrency market relative to the stock market, meaning as in general, as one is going up, the other is going up. As one is going down, the other is going down. That's what positive correlation means, okay? They move in the same direction. But because crypto is a risk-on asset in general, if the entire S&P is going up by 7% in this case, crypto's up, Bitcoin's up 65%. Your altcoins are up 300%, right? In cases where the S&P might be down 10% for the year, Bitcoin might be down 50% for the year, right? So that's what it means to be a risk-on asset. It's more advantageous to the upside, and it's more deadly to the downside, all right? And we will take a look at the S&P. Wanted to take a look at Stargate Finance. This is a really interesting play. Really appreciating the market structure here. You can see one of the things that clearly I would point out on this chart is we had our bottoming candle here. Look at this volume. Look at these green histograms here. We had a bottoming candle here. We had a high. We had a higher low. That actually looks like a double bottom. I apologize. This is like a double bottom here. This is a double bottom. Let me clean this chart up. So basically, the way I would draw this on Stargate Finance, a lot of you, I think, are familiar with this project, ticker symbol STG. You can see we had a low here, a high. Technically, this is a lower high, but it's almost like a double bottom. Yeah. A higher high, another higher low, and we're waiting for a higher high to come in. I love the market symmetry on this chart. Really digging that. So I just wanted to call this to your attention. This is on the weekly. Let's see. We have not enough on the price indicators. But looking at this one, let's just focus on price, and let's not even pay attention to any price indicators. You can see, about the sexiest thing I have going on in my life. This is probably too much information, but you know what? I appreciate keeping things real on this channel. I don't really give two fucks, so that's what I do. Charts like this are the sexiest thing going on in my life right now. I mean, look at this thing. You can just look at the symmetry on this chart. You can see there's another area of support right there. Okay, so there's a whole range in here that it looks like we're holding. The other thing I would call out on this chart, there's a clear area, and I would actually draw this, kind of weed out some of the volatility. I like that there's 3 touches here and a touch here. There's some descending resistance here. Once this thing starts to come up here and clear descending resistance, which is going to be right around 85 cents, depending when it breaks, then it looks like we have another area of resistance at about, let's just going to call it $1. And then once we clear this high here at $1.38, once we start clearing $1.38, things are going to get really juicy on this chart. It looks like I went to a different, I went to a different exchange. There we go. But once we start clearing this area here, which is a different price, some projects can be different prices on different exchanges, but once we clear $1.38, $1.46, whatever exchange you're looking at, things are going to get really juicy because you can see one of the things I'd like to point out to you, really important to understand this point from a fundamental perspective. When you have a drawdown in price, what does a drawdown in price mean? When you have an escalation to the downside like this, you see the escalation, as bloody and terrible as that is if you're in it, okay? The beautiful thing is once you begin to regain your footing and create market structure, there's not a lot of price confluence in this area. This thing was just bleeding. So once we start to break into this area, not a lot of resistance to start creating a blue sky breakout and creating new all-time highs. Keep an eye on ticker symbol STG, Stargate Finance. I do not hold a position in this. Full disclosure, I don't hold a position. Part of me wants to establish a position, but I have pinpointed the projects that I want to hold for longer term holds and ones that I want to actively trade, and I don't want to open up my portfolio to anything more. I have like more than a handful, 2 handfuls worth of projects, and that's enough for me. I don't want to get too crazy. Here's another one that I wanted to point out to you. Full disclosure on this one, this project's been around for a little while. This is REN, ticker symbol REN. Main thing I wanted to point out here, 3-day bullish divergence going on in the price. Look at what's going on here. The bullish divergence was going on back here. So we have a clear decline in price. Look at the decline in price. See the decline in price? But yet the RSI is building momentum. So there's strength building in the price, even though the price has been declining. Now, that doesn't guarantee us anything, but in many cases it can be, a green flag to say, hey, this thing might see at least a pop, in the short to mid-term here. Full disclosure, I was going to say I established a position here, traded out another project for a small position here in my retirement account at Bitcoin IRA today. So took a position here when it was at 7.5 cents earlier today. Let's go to the weekly. Yeah, so what I would be, and I'm looking to trade this one, okay? I'm not looking to hold it for the long term. I'm looking to trade it. Areas, if you're looking to get a pop here, what I would look for, okay? Why do I say that? Why do I do that? When I'm done talking, I say okay. I don't really know. Areas I would look for, this area first here, area of resistance around 12.7 cents. That would be a 58% increase in price. Next would be 16 cents. That's roughly doubling the price. And then if you really want to hold it for a longer term, right up in this area between 23 to 25 cents, you're looking at a 204% increase in price. That's how quickly this market can go. I mean, you guys really have to keep that in mind, and I keep reiterating the same points over and over again. Any other projects I wanted to take a look at? Not really. I want to get to your questions before. Oh, I wanted to touch on Doge, actually. We're going to touch on Doge. We're going to touch on the S&P, and then yeah, that's funny. I don't have the sound turned off on my work computer. It is 5:30 here, and I am away from my computer, and someone is trying to call me. That is very interesting. Oh, funny story I will share with you. I bet you I know what that phone call is about. Sometimes people forget on the Central Coast what it is on the East Coast, but I got my calendar marked, so I'm in the clear. Funny, not funny story real quick. I'm not going to divulge too much information. In fact, it looks like it's popped up on my screen, so we're not going to click on that. Didn't close that out before the live stream. But basically having a little bit of back and forth today with HR. Friendly back and forth with HR today that the offer letter that I received from my new employer, the long and short is they intended to word the second payout on my bonus in a way that it would be paid out June 2nd. But it was very poor wording. And the wording implies, without question, that it is to be paid out this Friday. So I'm sort of standing my ground in a polite and professional manner saying, I understand the intention was for you to pay me June 2nd, but this is how it's worded. And this is the offer letter that I signed, and this is what I'm required to be paid on this date. So, we need to make this happen, basically. So I think that's what that phone call was about. I'll have to check that out. But time is money. Time is money. And in this market, things move quickly. I was counting on receiving that bonus payment by Friday. I think that the market's going to be up 2 weeks by Friday, so I definitely want to have that payment by Friday. That's unacceptable for them not to do that, in my opinion. This is Doge, ticker symbol DOGE. What I wanted to point out on Doge, we had a conversation about Doge, I don't know, a couple weeks ago, and I had commented that depending on what level of correction we saw in the market, while this 5.7 cent area was a possibility, I saw it as a high. Yes, Neffy. I saw it as a high. I saw it highly unlikely. That's what I said. I said, hey, prices could wick all the way down here to 5.7 cents, but I find it highly unlikely. If I was looking to get into Doge, I had commented, this is my golden buy zone, okay? Just like with Synapse, let me just say this. With many projects on this channel, if you've been here for a while, I like to put up these golden buy zones, right? It's worked out great for Alchemy Finance. It's worked out great for Injective Protocol. It did not work for Synapse. We went lower. And it's worked out great for Doge, right? You get some and you don't get some. Traders do not hit on everything perfectly, okay? That's just the way it is. There's no one out there that does. In this case, I said between 6.6 cents and 6.3 cents, we literally wicked right to the top of this zone here. And you can see we've recovered in price. Now, am I saying that we're in the clear and it's impossible for us to not roll over to this area? No, that's not what I'm saying. But my belief is the market is, in general, headed higher from here. I do think this was the correction. Just like I said in Bitcoin, my opinion, my educated view is this 25.8 was it. Okay, if you managed to get in at 26.1 or 25.9 or 25.8, good for you. But I don't see us going lower than that. I mean, in general, I see us kind of churning higher, right? That's what I see. So same thing with Doge. I do not see us going down to the 5 cent area. I think that was your opportunity at the 6.6 cent area. So we'll have to see. You can see we're in this general ascending area here. I mean, look what price has been doing. It's just been kind of, it's consolidating in here, in my opinion, waiting for a break higher. So we'll have to see how that pans out. Now, let's take a look at the S&P. It's very important to assess the overall health of the stock market. And then I want to open it up, guys. Give me some charts here. I want to chart some stuff. So I got time if you have time. This is the S&P on the weekly. Yeah, not too much new going on here. I think we were up. What were we up here? 1.2%. Now you got to understand, in crypto terms, for something to be up 1.2%, you scoff at that, right? We're talking about the entire S&P index here. So for it to be up 1.2%, very, very good, okay? Let's take a look at the daily. Yeah, you can see we closed near the highs of the day. What this candlestick is telling you, for those that aren't really good with chart analysis, we opened the day at 41.23. We went as low. We opened the day at 41.23. We went as low as 41.13. We won as high as 41.64 and closed the day at 41, basically 59. Okay, so we closed very close to the highs of the day. It's very bullish, very bullish. But we're not interested in the daily, right? We're interested more in a weekly and even a monthly time frame. Let's clear 4,200, and then I think we are on our way. 43. What is this? What is this area again? What do I keep saying? 43.25. Yeah, that's what I thought. It's all about 43.25. I keep saying the same number on this channel, 43.25. That is the area of resistance that we need to clear. One other chart, and we're above the 21 exponential moving average, which is very bullish. One other chart I did want to take a look at. I just thought of off the top of my head. I don't think we've taken a look at it a little bit. Let's take a look at this ETH-BTC ratio. Now, again, very, very important for Ethereum to perform very well. It is the king altcoin. It's the number one altcoin in the entire space by a clear margin over any other altcoin. The degree of strength that is expressed within Ethereum will dictate the strength in many of the other altcoins, okay? Many of your other DEXs, layer 1s, layer 2s, everything. Name me a protocol, it's gonna funnel down to those other protocols, okay? Nothing has changed in this chart. This is one of these charts that has, so far, done exactly what I've said. Nothing here has occurred unexpectedly. I wish I would have muted my work computer. It's a little distracting. So nothing here has changed. You can see we're just, what is bearish about this? Ethereum is, we're consolidating, right? You can even see we have an ascending orange line of support here. We are literally, thumbs up for everyone new tuning in, we are literally just consolidating in this area. We're just waiting for a breakout here. Could we dip back down here? Absolutely. We could see some volatility wick here. What that would say, if Ethereum all of a sudden, if Ethereum BTC, you did see a volatility wick down here, and then we got back up here, what does this volatility wick actually means? What does this volatility wick actually translate to, or what does it mean? It can mean a couple different things, but more than likely, this is what it would translate to. Bitcoin made a very large move relative to Ethereum. So this ratio gets smaller, right? You have a numerator. I know you guys hate fractions. Just bear with me. You have a numerator and a denominator. If your numerator is increasing at a higher rate versus the denominator, this ratio goes up. The chart goes up. If the denominator is increasing at a higher rate than the numerator, your ratio goes down, and hence the chart goes down. Okay, Ethereum over BTC, numerator, denominator, right? So if Bitcoin is increasing at a higher rate relative to Ethereum, that's what would cause a wick down here. But outside of that, I still anticipate for the most part just consolidation in this area until we break out. Then it's just about coming up to this area, testing all-time highs against Bitcoin. Remember, my premise, okay, my view, if someone were to ask me, will Ethereum flip Bitcoin? My answer is, I think that there is a solid likelihood that you could see Ethereum flip Bitcoin temporarily for this cycle, okay? So maybe in 1 day or 2 days, it's the talk of the town that for the first time ever, Ethereum is the #1 ranked crypto project in terms of market capitalization, but it's not going to last long in my opinion. So if it does happen, it's going to be pretty quick. But if we really do come up to these all-time high levels, like I suspect we will, and break out, that's what's going to cause Ethereum to flip Bitcoin. So we'll have to keep an eye on it. What will be, Shane, what will be your profit-taking strategy for Digibyte, and what price are you personally expecting it to hit? Well, Shane, that is a very good question. I'm glad you're asking it. So I will... I'm going to give you a little bit of suspense that you're going to have to hold on to. I'm not going to answer that question right now because what I plan to do is when Digibyte starts breaking out to an area closer to 3 cents, things start to pick up momentum and we're getting a lot of excitement in Digibyte. Keep in mind, I have commented on Digibyte the fact that it's a fact, if you go back in history, it historically has long periods of consolidation, and then when it ramps up and shoots up in value, 300, 400, 500% moves in a matter of a couple weeks are very common, okay? So, things really start to get bullish in June, right? You could see Digibyte hit 3 cents in a matter of 2-3 weeks, right, in the month of June, or in the matter of a week. So once there's a little bit more excitement in the market, and in particular in Digibyte, what I plan to do is I plan to release an updated Digibyte video kind of speaking to some realistic price targets on Digibyte. But yes, my expectations are we are going to create new all-time highs on Digibyte. Okay, I think the all-time high is 18 to 20 cents. But I think we're going to go well north of that. So we'll have to have a conversation about that. Appreciate the question though. Any other charting questions? I really didn't have anything else from a TA perspective that I wanted to cover. So yes, it does move quick when it decides to move. You know what? I'll pause for one moment. If anybody wants to drop a chart, feel free. If not, oh, okay, I do have a question. Yeah, Ape. Neffy wants me to look at Ape. I have not looked at this one in a long time. It's going to be interesting what the chart looks like. Oof, this is brutal. Let's, God, I haven't looked at it in a long time. Let's open up a blank chart and let's open up Ape. I remember when this was a big deal when this came out. All right, I'm getting some questions now. I'm just going to take a couple and then I'm going to use my excellent grammar here. I'm going to make me some salmon. I'm having some, what is that? Drop me a comment. What is everyone having for dinner this evening? I am making some cilantro lime salmon. And I'm going to have some Some Brussels sprouts, or I think the broccoli. I think I might need to use my broccoli up. I might, nothing exciting on the vegetable side. I might just steam some broccoli. I think that's what I'm going to have. But the cilantro lime salmon, I got to tell you, that shit is good. A little olive oil, a little sea salt, garlic, fresh lime juice. You grate up some cilantro, put it in there, you marinate it, and then at the end, you just put some fresh cilantro on there, a squeeze of lime. Yeah, CBG likes to cook. This is a weekly on Coinbase. First thing I actually want to do on this one, do we have any bullish divergence coming in, anything like that? Lower time frames now. Do we have anything on like the 6 hour? Oh, we definitely do. Well, actually, price is technically increasing in value, although it was declining. I would say there's some level of bullish divergence going on in the smaller time frames, but let's focus so we could see a big move. But let's go to the higher time frames and kind of talk about realistically what's going on here. Cross down on the MACD isn't good to see. Stochastic RSI is very low. What does this mean when the stochastic RSI is so low and we're below 20? It just means there's not a lot of momentum in the stock. You can also, in the crypto project, the token. You can also see the RSI is under 40, so it's oversold here. So not a lot of excitement, exuberance, volume coming in here, okay? We can see there's a declining area of resistance that we need to break out above. I would draw it, like multiple touches. I'd probably draw it like that. That's good enough. Works for me if it works for you, and it better work for you. No, I'm just kidding. Works for me. So let's talk about areas of support first. Where do we want to see price ultimately hold? Okay. Ultimately, yeah, I like the confluence there. We're talking about 320, 326. Okay, so 326 is an area of support. Where else? I mean, ultimately, I could see... I know I see the wick right here, but I like this area right here if we happen to go lower. That's at about 303. So what are we saying here? We ultimately, similar conversation as Synapse, right? We can go down to 326 to $3. Let's just say $3, right? But even if that happens, similar to Synapse, what I was saying, a low and a higher low, it doesn't change the narrative even if we're going down to $3. We can go down to $3. I could care less, okay? As long as we maintain ourselves above this line here, at the bottom here came in at 260, we're good, all right? Nothing to worry about. So there's really a zone between 326 and $3. We need to keep an eye on this, okay? Now, where are we going to run into problem spots? Where are there areas of resistance, okay? Well, let's draw it out. There's a fair amount of market symmetry here. Really appreciating the view on this. Thank you for the question, Neffy. Glad to see you're back. You're asking a good... Oh, I love the confluence there. You're asking a good question here because one of the things that gets me most excited these days is a symmetrical chart where it's easy to draw lines of support and resistance. Again, the things I get excited about. You can tell that no matter how physically I look, I am one of the absolute biggest nerds at heart. Okay, so these are some major areas of resistance here that we're going to run into. This is 389, this is 440, and this is 476. Those are areas that you're going to want to keep an eye on. These are going to be some problem spots. Once we clear 476, roughly, again, take it with a grain of salt, the exact dollar target, 476, 440, and 389. We're going to come up here and we're going to challenge the descending resistance, right? Once we clear it, often like to back test, once we clear it, we're going to have an area of resistance right at the local top here at about 640. You can see confluence there too at 640. And then we're going to we need to clear roughly 780. Once we start to clear 780, now we can have a conversation about getting excited. What I'd like you to do, Neffy, if you want to take another look at this when it makes sense, what I would do is say, hey, let's hold off. We don't need to look at it unless we start breaking below $3 and start entertaining levels towards 260, which I would not expect. On the flip side, what I would expect, once we start to clear between 640 and 780, come back to the channel. Let's have a conversation, and we'll reassess the chart in terms of what we can expect moving forward. That's really when you want to start getting excited, though. Good question. All right, let's take a look at this bad boy. I don't know what this is. Request. I don't know why. This made me think of a song. Relax. I don't know what just happened right there. I have no idea. Let's take a look at this. I don't know what project this is, actually. 277. Okay. Not familiar with the project. Interesting chart. There's enough market symmetry here that we can... let's not focus on the price indicators. Price is king, so let's study the price question, the price action. Thank you, Umar, for the question. I like this chart. There's a relatively decent amount of symmetry here. I was going to make a joke, but I don't think it would be well received, so I'll keep that to myself. But sometimes I find things funny. Other people do not find them funny. All right, let's actually talk about areas of support first, okay? We like to do that on this channel. So there is a low back here, which should be our cyclical low, because I believe the market has bottomed, as well as all these projects. So the low here is at 6.8 cents. Okay, 6.8. Let's round this bad boy. Now, again, similar to prior conversations we've had, as long as we maintain ourselves above 6.8 cents, we're good to go. But there is another area of support right around... Looks like there's a line right there at 9 cents. We're like hovering around that area. I'll keep it as a green area of support. And then there's one more area of support I would draw roughly around 8.2 cents. So really, if I was in this thing, I'd really want to see it maintain a price right around 8.2 cents, not dip much below that. Of course, we could dip down, it looks like, to 7.7, but still maintain prices around 8.2. Now, where are we going to run into some problem spots, right? Let's talk about some problem spots. There's an area of resistance right there around, looks like 12.5 cents, 12.5 cents, all right? There's another area of resistance. We're going to say this is at we don't like 666s. 3.6 cents. Once we start to clear 3.6 cents, there's a lot of wicks up here. You see all these wicks? But really the main area that we want to get above, it's really like right... Yeah, it's like right there, 18 cents. So what I'd like you to do, Umar, good question, come back to the channel, okay? Rough expectations, consolidate, break up in here. Once we start to break like 18 cents, okay, 18 cents. Shane, you are fucking spot on. That is the song. That is the song. That is a song that was stuck in my head. Yeah, I'm an 80s kid as well. 25 at heart, but very far from it. So once we start to clear 18 cents, Umar, come back to the channel. Let's have a conversation, because that's when you really want to start to get excited. There's other areas of price confluence. Once we start to clear 18 cents that we should have a conversation about. Great question. I'll take a look at it. Great tokenomics as well. You know what? If I don't make a mental note to take a look at it, I appreciate. Hey, this what I'm doing right now illustrates that I appreciate my audience. So Umar is saying it has great tokenomics, essentially saying I should take a look at it. Basically, not saying it but implying it. So you know what? Done deal. I'm going to take a look at it. So. Hey, I appreciate everyone. If you appreciate the content, make sure you share this with at least one person. We need to spread sound technical analysis within the community, not shilling, not moon boy targets, and not overly bearish. Let's just be logical and unemotional. That's what I'm here for. If you appreciate that, make sure to Give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and click the bell icon for notifications to know when I go live. More than likely, I have a 90% probability I'm assigning to Friday, going live at a different time, sort of earlier in the day. So make sure you have the bell icon if you can catch me during the day. But until next time, I appreciate everyone showing up. Spread awareness and carry the education forward. Take care, everybody.